Welcome to a podcast perspectives. I'm in here with my man Joe. Appreciate you for coming on, my man.
Yes,
Um, we just about to chop it up, just talk some motivational talk, what Joe got going on. What I'm saying, just life, and just we just gonna
yeah.
see what's up.
Good start.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, give them a little spiel about yourself, what you got going on, what you got coming up.
Okay, well, my name is Joe Delpit. I'm a Baton Rouge native and born and raised, and got my education at McKinley, the greatest school in the city. That was high school, and then I graduated in 2015, and I went to Southern for my undergrad degree, got in civil engineering. I also got an honors, not degree, but what is that? Graduated with honors.
With honors.
Full honors, yeah.
Okay, congratulations.
Defended my thesis and stuff like that. Took some trips, study abroad into Africa, Senegal, particularly Rio de Janeiro.
What you learned out there?
French in Africa and Portuguese in Brazil. Then we did other community service projects and stuff like that. So it was a great experience. And,
That's amazing.
Both years, and it was a blessing because it was around the time of my birthday too. So
the birthday boy.
Yeah.
The birthday in Africa?
Yeah.
Who can say that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially at your age.
But now, since I graduated, I done worked engineering jobs. I'm currently working as an engineer. I'm also in a chicken shack, as you can see.
Yeah.
This is the family business, fourth generation. Started with my great grandfather right there on the wall, Thomas H. Delpit. As many of y'all may know, when you're riding down in South Baton Rouge.
This was a spot to go. I remember back years ago, bro, when I was younger, like this was a spot to come to, like I'm talking about packed out the building, and it's still doing numbers. But man, it was like anywhere you going, like you gotta go there. Like go to Chicken Shack.
It's still like that.
They put their foot in it.
Yeah, that's what I think. Oh, he go through.
You go through here.
Oh, yeah.
You good.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so we just trying to maintain it. As you can see, like it's still looking very what can I say? Looking very
nice.
original. Very original.
Okay.
We gotta renovate it up, get it in. Like,
Okay.
got big plans coming for it.
So y'all gonna outsource that, or that's gonna be some in-house stuff? Got that Joe Delpit real estate company?
Oh no, we got no real estate. We ain't got no real estate going right now. I do have a label. We in the building. We in this, So, so that's the thing. If y'all was wondering what WITV means, that's what it means, and that's definitely gonna be my platform. I wanted to get into design because that's what I do as an engineer mostly. I really wanted to get on the side of managing. That's mostly my style. I like heading meetings and owning conferences, going to conferences, doing all this type of stuff to further improve the company. So I think that's my fit right here. And with this engineering degree that's technical, getting this master's in finance that's money talk and just managerial. But that's something, it's in you type thing. You go to school for it, but like it's in you.
You gotta be there, that motivation for it.
Yeah, so that sparked the ambition. It's been there since jump, always. If you know you're the type of person to just look out for your friends and stuff unknowingly, just behind the scenes, you make sure everybody's straight. Kind of overseeing, but not micromanaging. That's my thing. Just making sure everything's going on well. Very behind the scenes guy, even though I have to step up to the light, I gotta make sure everything. So
that's a good skill to have. I mean, like that's that dirty work that a lot of people don't do. And whether that's music, whether that's just business, whether that's whatever it is. Like a lot of people like to attend meetings and make sure the numbers are okay and you know what I'm saying, making the calls to everybody like, man, can I get somebody to just do this for me? So like the fact that you like to do that, bro, that's you got some stuff that's gonna come.
Yeah.
Some shit I don't even like to do. Like
it's like you just gotta know the ins and outs of what's going on. Because people could tell you got this going on, but it's like sometimes it don't be confirmed. Sometimes it's not set in stone, or sometimes it may just be over your head. You may not know the full details of what's going on. So just being in the know, staying in the loop, and kind of keeping outsiders out the loop. That's kind of my thing because a lot of times when you tell people what you're gonna do, they go, what you doing? What you doing? And like they peeking for it, but like when you just pop out and do it, they gonna wow, just blow their mind. So that's something we got going. You ain't been in a minute. We got a chicken shack opened up on Highland Road too.
Oh, for real?
Old anti-head shop. Yeah, got a franchise.
Oh yeah. Oh, talking about what's in it? What's in it? Yeah.
So I'm gonna get it popping, and hopefully we can open it up before football season. Whatever happens, it's still gonna be a banger because $1 million product. You just gotta get customer service. And,
so how did your grandfather, like, how did he get into this though? Like, how did?
So it was my great grandfather's business.
Okay.
And, so from the storyteller, from what I heard, is originally a cake business. Yeah, in New Orleans.
Chicken? Where did chicken come from?
So they figured out that like the batter.
Okay.
It goes good on chicken, not exclusively cake batter.
You telling them the secret sauce?
No.
Oh.
So like.
He told her Krabby Patty secret formula. Never, man. Mr. Krabs gonna fire you, man.
Like they did some stuff, and it's a wet batter. That's what it is on the chicken. A lot of places use a dry batter. So wet batter chicken, fry it, and that's what gives it that crunch. It's very unique, crispy, got a nice taste to it.
Yeah. So, I used to tear it up. I know.
Yeah.
So when y'all like open like different restaurants, like is it really like a family thing or is it like?
It's franchises.
It's franchises.
Yeah, it's
wow.
franchises. Anybody can get a franchise. Not anybody. You gotta be.
I mean, yeah. But you just saying it's possible for somebody outside of the family to get a franchise.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's what's gonna be on Highland Road. You know, we still own it, but it's their franchise.
Right.
Yeah, we're still on the brand, but it's their franchise. So right now, this one is Scotlandville, once occupied by exclusively our family, and then going on Pontiac de Planco, that's Mr. Henry Baptiste, and that was my grandfather's business partner. So yeah, back to we was talking about how did he get in the chicken business. So that's what he did. It was in New Orleans, and they moved to Baton Rouge, and this was in 1935 when it opened up. So by the time my grandfather took over, he was like 18 years old. He had older sisters, and his mom, and his dad died, and so he took over the business. He bought out everybody else who was interested, like his mom and his sisters, and been running since he was 18. And he's in his 80s now. So
he's still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Oh, that's cold.
Yeah, it's cold. And so that's just with the chicken shack. So that was kind of his debut, and then he got into politics. And that's what really kicked off. First councilman, black councilman. Yeah. In Baton Rouge, probably even the state from what I heard. He was even in the House of Representatives, Speaker Pro Tem for a while. Right. And he did his thing. Very well known. So it
gotta be cool as hell having somebody like that who you can reach out to. You gotta value. Yeah. That's the little things you gotta value, man. Them small conversations like that you have with him gotta be like, damn.
And that's why I tell people, like, enjoy your people, bro. Cause like they got so many stories to tell you, and you sometimes probably don't even be interested in listening to what you gotta say. But man, they really got some stuff to tell you. They done been through some stuff, and all it really takes is just one little odd conversation.
And that's that one.
Let's put that. You put that on the camera.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Put it on there.
Now I'll explain that picture real quick. Basically, that was just the original chicken shack. That picture right there.
From New Orleans?
No, in Baton Rouge. When I first set up. That's right. That's my.
That's where Street.
That's where she right there off Thomas Delpit. Okay. That's where right across the street from the YMCA. Yeah, that's my grandpa office now. He done changed it up. Legendary. And it's crazy because my grandpa was born in the kitchen back there. You knew that? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Grandpa was born in the kitchen, in the chicken shack.
Ain't that crazy? He was born into this, man.
Yep, sure was. And that's how it started. He was back there frying chicken. And look where he at now.
It was a mint. Like, you gonna be the chicken man. Like, you going in the kitchen. Come on, man.
Come on. So yeah, he been doing it. And I also heard that they was feeding the community and stuff. Just when kids got out of school, they come and get free food and stuff. It was for the community. Like, and you couldn't go nowhere and eat at the time, type deal during segregation. So like, He held it down for the people, for our people.
That's cold, man. That run deep, man. Hope that go over people's head, man. Cause like,
you know what I'm saying?
It's like you gotta have like a purpose behind the stuff that you do sometimes. Like it always ain't gotta be about making the next dollar. Like it really gotta be about like the impact. Like what's the bigger picture? Like what you trying to do?
And then it's crazy because every time somebody talks about my grandpa, I tell them my name, they be like, your grandpa is such a great man. He did da for me.
That gotta be cool.
Thank you, yeah.
I want to be that person, and people be like, me, Joe Delpit, man, bro, your grandpa, man, he, one time, boy, got my kid out the trash can.
Basically, he did a lot. And it's like, it feels good. And just growing up, I knew I wanted to do that because I was able to see, like, just a lot of the negativity around. You could spot that.
So with that, so with all the stuff you seen your grandpa do, the success you see with Chicken Shack, do you feel like you have this entitlement, like it's so much you gotta accomplish, or maybe you gotta push the company forward, or are you just Joe and I'm just being Joe?
I'm just being Joe, like, cause at this point,
respect.
You go ahead. I can't do nobody else's work. Like, it's my work. I got my name on it. Even though I got his name, it's my name. Like, the people who know me for me. And at this point, like, they would know if I was going backwards. Or they would know if I wasn't on my P's and Q's. They'd be like, Joe, you slipping. Joe, that ain't true. Or just, so yeah, I know I ain't gonna say it's all me, it's self-made, but like, it's there. You just gotta maintain it.
You wanna be your own man. You wanna stand on your own square. Like, this is
my foundation.
You kind of like when people are born into like Bronny with LeBron. Like, you don't want to be known as that's LeBron James' son. You don't want to be like, oh yeah, man, that's the Delpit boy.
Yeah.
I feel you.
But it's my dad got it way worse back in his day.
I would imagine.
Just like that's his dad going through it. Like I said, it was in politics big, so they was getting around, name ringing really around the city because you got the chicken business and politics. He ended up getting to oil fields, nursing homes, all kind of stuff. So just a legend, and that's what everybody tells me, just a homegrown legend. And I'm trying to do the same thing. That's why I said earlier before we got on camera, just trading. That's another way to just income, revenue, 6 streams of income, millionaire status. So
passive income.
Exactly.
Well, it's coming in while you sleep. And that's what people gotta understand. Like, you want to build something to where you're not busting your tail all day. Of course, when you're starting out, like, to learn, you got to do that. You got to take them hiccups, but you got to get to that point where, like, okay, everything I did got me to this point. When you could, what you gonna look back at? You want to look back at like, shit, I'm still here busting flows. I'm still trying to figure out these stocks. Like, dang, like,
what you doing?
All right.
So yeah, that's just like dude was saying. My grandpa started in the kitchen type deal. He knew when he was frying chicken.
Working hard.
So that's the phase I'm in. Like I say, 2 jobs in school right now. So making it happen. And still just enjoying myself, really. Just making sure I don't put too much pressure on myself. That's the biggest thing. You can stress yourself out.
Mental health.
Yeah, trying to like make sure everything is to the T. Just make sure you do it one day at a time. It's gonna come together. Don't force it, don't rush it. I ain't gonna say it's organic, but like, just make it happen. Like, develop it into your own.
It's organic in a way, but you gotta be being intentional at the same time. It's organic, but it's gonna organically happen.
Yeah.
But for it to happen, like you saying, you gotta put the work in up until that organic moment comes. Like, you chasing it, it's gonna just be running. You just gotta keep putting the work in until that opportunity presents itself. My favorite metaphor is like, analogy, I mean, it's like sports athletes. Like, they have the best like work ethic. Like, they the best people to model yourself after. Imagine how much work they put in from middle school, high school, college, and even like when they make the league, like every day. I'm talking about they at home watching games. Then when they get in the league, they with their kids. Like, hold on, I gotta watch this footage. Like, they have that work ethic that we gotta mimic. Like, I'm not saying hurt yourself or put yourself in so much like they do with their body, but like, we gotta have that ethic, like that work ethic. They have that mentality. There you go. Like, you gotta get that mentality.
That's all it is, bro. And that's why I'm just blessed to be in this position. I know it's tough. Nights I don't sleep. Nights I'm going to sleep 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Got to be up for 7 to go to work for 8 type deal. That's throughout the whole week type thing. Just sleep on weekends, like. But you catch up. You catch up when you moving. And as long as you eating, you'll be straight. You'll shake that off. You young. I'm young.
Right. That's that. But this that side that people don't get to see you. They probably just thinking like, oh yeah, that's Joe Delpit. He just money hanging out his pocket because he in a family. Like maybe he do or don't have access to that money, but people gotta understand that like you trying to make your own and you putting in work yourself. Like you're not trying to be the golden child who just could go over and ask my pops and my grandfather, my great grandfather, like, yeah, let me get some money. Like nah.
And bro, I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of people growing up, the myth I guess was like, y'all in the chicken, like nobody in my house worked in Chicken Shack. Like my dad did when he was younger, but he had me when he was 40. So he was old.
Really?
Yeah, he had me when he was 40 years old. 39. So yeah, and then my mom was a lawyer. So that's how we had some. So yeah, that's how we was able to have some money in the house. Mama had a good job. She was a lawyer and was an attorney. And dad, he worked for the state. He had ended up getting his
Keep going, I might reset you. You can still hear you.
But yeah, like growing up, I always had everything I needed. But as far as like, you know, growing up, people had every pair of Jordans came out and stuff. What school you went to?
I went to Westdale.
Yeah, it was the same as
you went to Westdale too, huh?
So did. So, you know, people had fresh J's every week type deal. Like, I was type, I might have had about 3 or 4 pairs of shoes. I wore it the whole year type deal. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal, but I ain't really started having my own money until I was able to start working at Walgreens. And that's when I really started just having money in my pocket and stuff like that. Do I lie? My first summer job, I had worked in the Chicken Shack office. Doing paperwork.
Wow. So like when you was a kid, like elementary, 16. Middle school, did people know back then or talk to you about like you Chicken Shack boy?
Yeah. Bring me some chicken. How? Yeah, but my dad got it a lot. Like everywhere he went, like bring me some chicken, man.
Something about some chicken. Anything to do with chicken, they gonna just throw it at you.
That's all it is.
Did you ever get picked on anything for that? Like in terms of like people being like, you a good boy. You got what you want. You not like this. You not like that.
Like not really. It was a little phase where I did like some training. They said silver school, but I think that was just a way to like develop me. Like I don't think it was no real bullying or nothing like that. But like everywhere I went, nobody really teased me. Really, I think I acted myself. Like it's easy out here to act like you something you're not type thing.
It's everybody's favorite thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. You could act like a thug. Okay. But yeah, I'm always myself. That's why I feel like people disrespected me for just doing me. Yeah. For me.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I was always the type to like go and get it. Like I handle my business. I think that's what they respect me the most. I handle my business. Like
you never threw it in people's face of like this is who I am. And I remember that because when I think about it back in high school, talking to you and stuff, like it crossed my mind like, oh yeah, that's Delpit off the street and this and that and the third. But I never got this feeling like, man, he think he's somebody.
Right.
I never crossed my mind, so I commend you for that. I never seen you being a person try to make somebody feel like you above them.
Yeah, never. And that ain't even my steez. Like, never could be. And that's a trend now, especially in social media. Like, people feel like, you know, because they might look, and then I'm attracted too. Like, not to toot my horn, but like, like it's a lot of different ways I could have played the situation, but I'm just me. Like, when people get to know me, people tell me they think that I'm kind of like, I can say sticking the mud, very rigid, very strict, straightforward. Old man. But I'm very goofy personable. Like,
you was like an old man.
I know.
You got an old soul. I got an old soul too.
Yeah, I do.
Tell me the same thing.
They call me Uncle Joe.
Yeah. They tell me the same thing. I take it as a compliment. I'm like, I don't be on social media. I just save my money. The way I move, I don't be out. They be like, man, they be calling me grandpa. I'm like, shit, I'll take it. I like it. I can't wait to the point where I get to 80 and I'm just really chopping it up. Yeah, I'm just giving game. You know what I'm saying? Like the grandkids.
Hey, but we doing it now.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people look up to you, regardless of age.
For real.
Type deal. So that's the thing. Just come with wisdom, experiences, and just learning through things. That's the biggest thing. All the experiences that I've been through. They just taught me something in the end. I ain't gonna say I always make sure I learn something, but I always make sure I learn something. Like,
what's the biggest lesson that you've learned to this day? No, because that's too broad. What's the biggest lesson you've learned since COVID? What's something
Since
COVID
COVID?
taught you?
It
It ain't got to be directly related to COVID. It could just be like.
But nah, I can think of some. It's definitely. I'm trying to see. I was moving around before COVID, but not like that. But like, one definitely just sit down, learn to sit down. Like, I definitely was able to sit down at the house. I was doing stuff, but I wasn't going out and stuff like that. Just enjoying myself with the family and
Valuing the little things.
yeah, and learning how to really just connect with myself. Like, I've been connected with myself, but just thinking on a deeper level. Like, I always tell people to think critically. Think, get you out of a lot of situations. Just deeper thought. And then it was crazy. Matter of fact, I'm tripping. So, my dad had passed. Okay, so let me start.
Huh? Hold on.
Yeah,
What?
my dad had passed. Like,
You ain't tell me your
2019. Yeah, so this is what happened.
You got it.
Yeah, so this what happened. 2019, I was graduating with my Bachelor of Science. Yeah,
Okay.
Southern. And we found out he had stage 4 lung cancer and a brain tumor in August, like my graduating semester. And so he ended up dying in November, 3 months later. And but we found out he had cancer on my sister's birthday, August 21st. It's coming up. And he died November 6th. Later that year. It's crazy because the same day I had to go present research at a conference in New Orleans.
Same day?
Same day.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it. I went out. Like, my mom and them convinced me to, because it wasn't really nothing. The grievance gonna be at the house type deal. But it was one of the things where the whole graduating semester, I'm taking care of pots at the house and stuff like that, just making sure that
you made sure you spent more time with it.
But
Did that help?
Yeah, definitely. Because it's like, sometimes you do the work, but you don't actually do the dirty work. Yeah. And so that's all it was. Like, I was just with him. Like, I stayed at home during college too. So we already had that connection, but just taking care of him, like someone immobile type deal, taking care of him like that. And it was different, but it really got me through. My mom really kept us going during that time. Me and my sisters, and that's the thing. I'm surrounded by girls. My mom and 3 sisters, so
okay. You the oldest?
I got 2 older sisters.
Okay.
But I'm the oldest in my house. It was me and my sister, and so just making sure they straight. And then I graduated next month in December, and so it was just wild. Like,
If you felt empty, you probably felt shallow.
Yeah,
like,
it was
what
great.
is this?
Like, if being honest, I started drinking a lot. It was one of them things where, not alcoholic term, but on weekends and
You
stuff.
trying to cope.
Just coping.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, when you get into like doing drugs, when I say drugs, just alcohol, just whatever you consider a drug, whatever is taking you away from whatever you're trying to get from. Like, people do that kind of stuff, like, really to escape reality. People try to cover it up to themselves and say, nah, I'm just doing this to have a good time. No, you're not. You're trying to escape reality. You having a good time, you do not need this.
Yeah, really.
I used to smoke like a chimney in high school. I was cold turkey right when I graduated.
Damn.
And never really went back.
Yeah.
Maybe a few times, but I never really went back because I found peace in myself. So like, what reason I got to escape this mindset if I'm happy? You know what I'm saying? If you got a reason to escape it, then you got something you got to deal with. Like, a lot of people don't want to go to therapy, especially like black people. Like, man, mental health, you got to go talk to somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to see what's going on with yourself, because that you keep pushing stuff to the back, and that stuff gonna keep chipping away until you crack. When you balling all that up, you gotta let it out, man.
And that's the thing. So that's one of the things I had to really understand. Like, I was always the type, I said I'm very logical, not emotional. But like, I deal with my emotions. I think about the situation, and like I said, think critically, and they always get me through type. And that was the first time I cried, like, repeatedly. And it was days type deal, weeks and stuff. But it was just it was something new. So And I definitely got over it. Definitely was strong. Didn't let nobody see me cry and stuff like that. But the support was definitely there. It was I definitely had a great support system. Yeah. And got me through. And then I started grad school that next semester too, like January type year. So it was a lot. And then I didn't have a job fresh out because that's when COVID started. It was January 2021. I went to Cali twice at the end of the month after I graduated. And then boom, COVID. And it just really taught me that like you don't have to have it all figured out. I guess that's the thing, because you graduate engineering degree, you expect to get a job right after. But then this stuff happened, and it's like, boom, you got to sit down. You can't just go get a job like how you could have a couple months ago. But that was the biggest thing. It was eating at me. Post-grad depression is real, especially like if this is what you was banking on. Like if you had something else going on, then that's different. But if you was expecting to get a job after graduating, and you don't, it could tell you with you, because you're expecting X amount of dollars a month now, and you ain't getting it, but it's whatever. And so just continue to push through day by day, not knowing like what can
come. Yeah, I mean, that's what people, you ain't, like you said, like you don't have to have it all figured out. Yeah. Like truly, like it's okay to not know stuff. The key is to identify what you don't know and reach out to the people who know it.
Exactly.
That's it. Like think anybody who making stuff happen, they is not doing everything. Yeah. They have people on payroll or friends or mentors who know it or did that, and they teaching them it. Like stop trying to. Everybody got this thing about like self-made. I respect it. You want to be the man, but at the end of the day, everything up until that point got you to where you at. Even the people who did you wrong, they taught you who not to mess with. Even relationships, they told you what not to be around. You know what I'm saying? Like even your enemies got you where you at. You're not self-made. Like I hate that
term,
like that concept. Like ain't no such thing. You ain't even get in this world on your own. Two people did that. Your mom ain't do it by herself. She ain't even self-make you. She might say I pushed you out, but like the pops had. You know what I'm saying? Like so you know. I mean I respect that though. Like you know what I'm saying. People gotta know like that we ain't perfect. Like my favorite saying is like we ain't shit. Like we all don't know nothing. We all trying to figure it out. I don't care how much you got your stuff together. It's some area that you is horrible in. Well, even if it's chess, goddamn, you horrible at it. You doing everything else right, but you is trash at chess. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever that is. Like so.
And that's the thing that I'm in the phase. Getting working in here, trying to learn everything. Like I said, I've been doing office work for the Shack, and
you said since way back, huh? Since like...
No, I just did that for one summer that year. And I had got back into it at the beginning of this year.
Okay.
Yeah. I had got back into it, and just seeing every side of it plays a role. I wish I would have been doing this, honestly, because I could have been on a whole another level.
Yeah, but don't compare it, man.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's going to kill you.
And then that's the thing that I'm also recognizing and acknowledging, just that experience that I got working at Fleming's as well. I was working at another restaurant, steakhouse, and I was working in the front of the house as a busser, and just talking to people, cleaning up, just making sure everything's straight, because it's like they got different levels: servers, bussers, hostess, cooks, and the chef type deal. Like the hostess, they make sure everything nice and tidy for the guests. Kind of introduction.
First person you see, right?
Yeah. And the servers, they just make sure your experience is well. The cooks, they make sure your cook is good, food is good. The chefs monitor the cooks. Like the bussers, they kind of make sure everything else is intact. Like you kind of
so you kind of got some cheat codes to come back and be like, y'all, look y'all doing good, but if we could get these areas and we could, boom, that's cold. That's the perspective, bro.
Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of glad that I took the route that I did, because I wouldn't have got that experience. I would have just been, this is all I would have knew. So I got that experience, and I met a lot of people, a lot of type people. So and my name rings. I know how to talk. I know how, like, I got the education, and I'm not saying that's everything, but people respect you more. That's still stuff to build on.
Yeah. That's still stuff to build on.
And that's why I'm still going to this master's, even though I don't want to work for nobody. Like,
you want the education, you want that knowledge, you want that accomplishment.
Even just because I started, really, like, I'm at a different phase than I was when I first started. First started, I ain't had no job, so it's like, shit, I'm just gonna get it and kind of boost up my stuff, just so I'm not limited to engineering. because I knew I didn't want to do engineering strictly. Like I said, business type, development, seat at the table. That was more my style, and I'm doing it now, and I love it.
I respect it, man. So, anything you want to say that any words of encouragement, how people get in contact with you, what you got coming up, anything you want to say?
So I say this: give it your all at all times. Don't shortcut yourself. Do it right the first time because you don't want to have to double back and do it again. It's harder to fix something than it is to just do it right the first time. Like story, somebody told me he a contractor. First contractor will come in, do the job. I think it was like some windows at the top of the roof or ceiling or something. Didn't seal it right, so it was rain getting in, causing the floors to buckle and stuff like that. So then he said to reverse the job, like to undo what he did, the first contractor did, he had to charge the contractor like for the windows and for the work. So he never got double paid.
That's how it always happens. Yeah. In real estate, that's how it always happens. It's like when you try to cut them corners,
it's gonna come back
you end up paying all the money you would have paid if you just did it right the first time. Now you're paying more. You know
now you're paying more. So big lesson, just do it right the first time. And just if you in the business of like into the business of customer service, like just make sure that you service your customers. Like they come first. Just make sure they straight. They your bread and butter. They your money makers. So just make sure that your product is good, your customer service is on point, and people want to come.
Back. Ain't about having a million customers, just them solid customers who keep coming back. You just heard the man. He been coming back at business spot to go to like
his whole life. And that's the thing about a lot of people around here, whole life. Like I say, I'm fourth generation, so me and my cousins, we making it happen right now. Trying to really franchise and get it popping like a Popeye's churches. And another thing too, when y'all saying, I'm trying, don't stop. You doing it. I told T before you came in here, you doing it, bro. You like, man, I'm trying to get it, man. Yeah. You doing it, bro. You doing the dirty work. Like, this stuff ain't easy. So, like, just give yourself some credit. Pat yourself on the back, man. Like, be your biggest motivator.
All right, you got I heard somebody say, like, you know, you already got everything going against you. Don't add to it. Don't be the extra person.
Yeah,
not everybody going against you. Not nobody with you. Right. You ain't even with yourself.
So yeah, man, that's a big thing. But follow me. I got 2 pages. I got my main page, Joe_Hooping. What you think? I'd say I need to change the name. But
man, I've been seeing it since whatever.
You know what I'm saying? But it's
Joe Hooping, man. Yeah. Hooping can be anything.
And then I got the other one, WITB_Joe. And that's my motivational page. Y'all go check it out. Got some good quotes. I need to get back on it. Haven't been consistent and very busy. 2 jobs in school, but that really ain't no excuse if being honest. So come get at me. We in the Chicken Shack every day, 413 North Acadian Thruway, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And come get you some. It's the best you ever had, I'm trying to tell you. No Drake. I appreciate you, definitely.